Hey guys, this is Genevive and welcome back to the Point Blank with Genevive podcast. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the 10 tracks on my debut album. So exciting. I'm going to be breaking down what each of the tracks mean. I'm going to get straight into it because there's a lot to talk about. And yeah, if you've been following so far, this is my first debut album. I've just released one of the singles off the album called See Clearer. So technically 9 more tracks to go. And we are in a different room today. We're in the studio because my mic was playing up today heavy. So I had to resort to recording on this one, and I might have to buy another mic. So yeah, hope you're having a great day. I hope you guys have had a great week. I was supposed to post earlier in the week. There's just a lot going on. But let's get into it. So Don't Throw Your Pearls to the Pigs. That is the debut album. The first track on the album is called Bad Place. And I'm going to run through some details just because I want to keep on track. I don't want to miss anything out. So Bad Place, when the beat was made and it was presented to me, it starts with like a heavenly choir. It's kind of like what's it called, Jersey, but not proper Jersey, because I think the Jersey sound has started to fade out. But I still wanted a bit of a Jersey feel, so the drum pattern is a bit Jersey. But it starts with a heavenly sound, which is like it just emanates peace. It just emanates what I want to hear when I close my eyes after all the chaos over the last 10 years that I've been through. That's what I want to hear after all of that. So that's the first track on the album, just because of how it makes me feel. So Bad Place is in relation to a home situation. The years when you live at home and you haven't found your feet yet, like those years. Not the years where you could go build your own life, but you're not. You're just loafing around at home. It's not that. I'm talking about the years when you're a kid and you're meant to be at home in a healthy environment. It's based on when there's multiple people living in the same space, you deal with multiple opinions, different, obviously it's different decades. Is just different years. I forgot what it was like. There was something I wanted to say, but there's just a big difference in just what's going on with all of that. And I just found myself having to deal with a lot of opinions growing up, tolerating a lot. And so that was, looking back now, that was my bad place, because I felt like I was surrounded by adults that hadn't done the inner healing. I felt like I was surrounded by adults that were still kids, that never grew up. And I'd always aimed to get out of that place. How would I say it? Because I'm thinking back on the memories, when I think about this track. It's like there's so much to say about this time in my life, but I can't speak on everything. So all I could say is the song, the lyrics on the track is like, can you get me out of this bad place? I want to feel alive again with you. The with you that I'm talking about is with God. Because I always felt like When I would isolate myself, I would hear God speak to me in that season. Even when I was a kid, when the adults around me couldn't resonate with me, see what's in me and bring things out of me, I had to go within myself, and God was showing me what was inside of me and telling me, you need to bring that out. And, so that's what I mean by, can you get me out of this bad place? I want to feel alive again with you. I know I'm not too far gone. Something like that. Like I knew I haven't fully lost myself, because people's words crush you. So there were a lot of things said to me in that season that wounded me, and I had to adult myself, in a sense, raise myself and teach myself over the years what does a healthy friendship or relationship look like. So that's bad place. And just bear with me, like trying to find my words. Like this is the first debut album where I'm actually, most of the songs, it's just the start of the album, about the first 4 tracks is just strong emotion. And then the middle of the album, things start to ease up. You're taking a pause, you're rethinking. And then it goes into, I know who I am now. So it's pretty much the development of my character throughout the years and how I came to love myself. Yeah, so the next track is called Rivals. It's a bit of a rock track. I absolutely love rock, and I still want to drop a rock EP. Guys, I'm serious. I want to drop a rock EP. So Rivals is specifically addressed to the individuals that I was living with and the individuals in the house. And the lyrics is like, these people keep making me tired. How do I love my rivals? In my household, I'm in a chokehold. No one can set me free. Only I can help me. So in this season, I'm realizing, okay, nobody's coming to save me. I need to get myself out of this situation. But also, like, how do you love your rivals? How do you love your enemies? Because this is what God was telling me in that season. I can get you out this place, but don't leave in bitterness and don't leave in resentment, because he deals with those people in the end. It was about me realizing, don't break yourself before you leave. Don't also become like them by speaking back at them the way they speak to you. It was really about, so how do I love the people in my household or the people closest to you? So I absolutely love Rivals. I just love it. It's a rock track, and yeah, it makes sense after Bad Place. Just taking a wider look at each individual that was close to you and that was around you, and what do you do now with everything they've said, things that have been done? What do you do now? Do you let that define you, or do you go and build yourself back up and become the person that you actually want to be? Free from trauma. You're not taking your childhood trauma with you. You're letting it go and you're building yourself back up. Okay, so next track, See Clearer. That's already out right now. This is where I actually start to see clearer. So I'm out of that situation. Years have gone by. And I talked about in one of my podcasts about, how I would listen to beats, drive, hit the road late at night, spending a lot more time with myself, distancing myself now from these individuals. I'm no longer attending what everyone else is attending. Like in this season, I was not present at events. I was not present at birthdays. If there was something going on, Genevive would not be seen there. And yeah, I would hear God tell me, don't go there. Just, they're talking behind your back. They're planning stuff. These people aren't for you. And so I just wouldn't turn up anymore. And that was that. So I started to see clearer. Next track. I did a podcast, guys, about surviving a house fire. And when I shoot this music video, I definitely want house fire vibes. Because pause, breathe, this is the idea. You continue to lend a hand to a person that's hating you for no reason. Like, that's always been me. Because I'm outside, I've bettered myself. I've healed. I now can help you because you can't see the dirt that you're rolling around in. So that's me. I'll stick around, help you become the best version of yourself. But you don't want the help. These people hate you for no reason. So the pause breathe concept is, it's me giving out continuous forgiveness, carrying their burdens in this season and over the years, tolerating their slander of you. But they don't want saving. They don't want anything to do with you. They remain in a cycle of self. So, but I know that if you saw who I was to you, you would realize that I am your help. If it's not me, somebody else. But right now, I can help you. I can actually guide you out of the situation that you're in. Because maybe I've been there, but I can see clearer now. But this person or people, remember, they don't see you as healthy and whole. And if they do, they envy you, but they definitely don't want you to try and get them out of that mess. So the lyrics to Pause Breathe, it says, move cautiously. You don't want to lose what you don't see. It might just be what you need. So sometimes when you're so close to people, they don't see your worth. They don't see that you could both win if you wanted to. Rather, they distance themselves from you and don't want to go along that journey with you. So they create separation between you and them, not accepting the help. And Pause Breathe is like, well, move cautiously. Be careful what you say about me, because when I'm gone, I'm really gone. And I probably never will come back. You probably never will be close to me again. So be careful how you treat me. So at this point, I know my value. So pause, breathe. Yeah, it just means a lot to me, because the amount of times I've gone back to be there for a person and it's like, you still don't want to change. And it's like, okay, well, I've just got to go, you know? Okay, so that's that. Young in vain. So seasons, this is the season of healing from everything else above. So young in vain, obviously, when you're investing time in everybody else and not really that much into yourself, you might be delayed. You might be behind in my mission, in what I really am meant to be doing. And so when I wrote this song, I really felt like, man, I've given so much of my time to everybody else. Have I really built what I've wanted to build? And I was like, you know what, I could have done a lot more. But then at the same time, I'm glad that I wasn't in the fast lane, because that life and that lane can get so busy that loved ones die, they pass away, you miss making memories. And at least I've been there, made memories or tried to make memories. Maybe you were either a part of my memories or you didn't want to make memories. That's up to you. And at the end of the day, what I did is what I did. But there's no regret the time that I have invested, because you can always build something now and things start to roll really fast. But at least you have had the family time, you've been a part of things. So Young in Vain was me questioning, am I delayed? It depends how you look at it, I've also lived a really full life so far, but in regards to my music, there's just so much I need to put out that it's go time now for me, really. Like the 2 albums that I'm working on, that needs to come out, and I just can't spend any more time making sure that everybody else is okay. Like I've done that, and so Young in Vain is me now talking to God, like, okay, I've cut ties with people. God's telling me, cut ties with this person, that person, they're talking behind your back. And God would just reveal to me how these people are talking behind my back. Things would pop up, I'd see the signs, I would just get revelation. And so it's like, wow, these people closest to me are really not for me. And maybe it's because I carry myself so well, so strong. Like, people have said to me that I seem unbreakable. But I know myself, and I know what would break me. But when you come across as strong, you come across as a threat to everybody else. Because most people are insecure. Most people are comparing themselves. And even the strongest people have compared themselves, And this is just a side note. But it's how you choose to carry yourself in the end that motivates other people to want to be like you or be a part of what you're building and what you're doing. So Young in Vain was God telling me cut ties with people, and so I did. And I felt like God kept me from the fast lane. There's a lot of people losing their lives now in the music industry. A lot of people losing their lives young. And, I'm glad I didn't get myself into certain situations, because I could have been ahead. Like, I know where I've been. I know the rooms that I've been in. I've been around people making music, people that are ahead of me in the music industry, that are ahead of me now. But it's like, what are you building and what are you promoting? And it's not the fastest that wins the race. We already know that. Yeah, I could go into that, but it's just young in vain. I didn't want to die young in vain. So, yeah. And I think the lyrics is something like, kept me from the limelight, kept me from the fame, kept me from myself, so I don't die young in vain. So, yeah. I love this track. I love this track so much. Okay, so next one, Nice to Meet Me. So now I finally want to see myself better, healthier, weight gain, just everything, At this season, I understand who I am. A couple of years have passed now. And I realize I can't give my time to people anymore as much as I used to, because that would jeopardize my calling. It's really a season now of I need to build what I believe in, with or without you. And once I've established that, then we can sit down and have a chat. But right now, people that don't wish me well, that's fine. People that don't want to follow me, that's fine. I've cut ties with so many people. The people I really care about, I could count on one hand. And I care about you because you care about me, and we can get things done and we can build things together. Like, I just find people that aren't building anything, I find them boring and uninspirational. I can't be in a room with dead conversations. Like, I could just carry on, like, with this. But anyway, let me stay on track. So Nice to Meet Me is, just make sure that I don't miss what I need to actually do. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the lyrics. So I can't move slow anymore. Can't let that girl's dreams die. She won't be happy when she's not young anymore. So now I realize time has passed. Obviously, I'm 29 now, and I'm like, I can't waste another year. You know, I need to go and fulfill the dream, the dreams. So that's nice to meet me. The next track is stunning. I mean, it's the only ballad on the debut album, guys. Now, Dreams Fly was originally a dance track, and we stripped everything. I think the track has 2 or 3 instruments now, and that is it, and just my vocals. We took out nearly all the ad-libs. I think it only has harmonies. It doesn't even have ad-libs. It's got like the mains, hardly any steps. It's a ballad. I think it's just got the mains and harmonies. And it is, I think, the most beautiful song on the debut album. It's a song I wrote like when you meet the one person that believes in you. So you spend all your life believing in everybody else. And then you meet that one person that would leave everybody else for you. And it's when your worlds collide, that feels like a soul friend. You know what I mean? And so this song was written to that person, is meeting the person that believes in you. They make you feel like your dreams are a lot closer than what you realize. And you also get to your dreams quicker because they're in your life now and they believe in you. Yeah? So Dreams Fly, guys, it's just magical. It reminds me of Britney Spears every time. Her song Every Time. That piano melody, nostalgia. That is what Dreams Fly sounds like. It's quite repetitive. There's not a lot of words in there. It's very simple, minimal. But it's a track you won't forget. So I can't wait for you guys to hear that one. Okay, next is Unfollow Me. So now she's getting attitude. I noticed that when I started calling people out, things they were saying, doing, you know, when you realize what you won't tolerate anymore. You're a different person now. People still see you as a kid, as a child. They don't understand that you're an adult. I noticed that people would unfollow or delete their positive comments on my page. They would delete their support, like love hearts, fire emoticons, amazing Jen, and love your music, that would be deleted because I've called you out. So I made a song about it. Unfollow me. The lyrics is, unfollow me if you're thinking that I'm too intimidating. Know that I won't be waiting. In front of me are all the things I can't stand. Know that my life ain't in your hands. This is a dance track, by the way. I know it sounds funny, me just saying the lyrics, but when you hear it on the beat, you know, it's going to be sick. So yeah, it's just a message to the haters. You can't dictate my destiny. I'm not going to keep you around just because I need fans, need friends. If you want to support me, you will. If you want to hate me, you will. But the unfollow button is there, and it's yeah, you have to let people know where they stand with you. Okay, Who's That Girl I've already released, but we have remade the track because we loved it so much. So we've remade it. If you haven't listened to Who's That Girl, do go listen to it. We shot the music video in a palace in Lisbon, in Portugal. Yeah. But Who's That Girl, we've made the beat sound more luxurious. We've added a saxophone. And when I was shown this track, I said, take out the saxophone. I'm not retired yet. And, as time went on, I actually told the producer to put it back in because it just shows growth on the album. And I swear the album ages. Like, it's like you got the young emotions, and then it's like you see the development and the maturity. So that's what's like, oh, let's bring it back in, because that would reach an older audience. And yeah, just crazy visual ideas. I'd love to shoot that stepping out of a vintage car, obviously dressed to the nines, dressed vintage. I'd still want to do, but then vintage/modern. Yeah, I'd like to do a video stepping out of a vintage car. It's just a celebration of Who's That Girl and who I am now. There's so much to celebrate. So I do want to celebrate myself. Okay. Final track on the debut album, Things Take a Turn. I've just taken the listeners through a journey. We start in a bad place. We've dealt with the individuals. Then I've started to see clearer. Then I pause, breathe. Then I evaluate everything. Then I think about, I'm thankful that I didn't do anything young in vain. And then it's like, okay, nice to meet me. Sorry, I think my camera cut out. So it's nice to meet me. And then it's like, okay, dreams fly. And then, unfollow me if we're not in agreement. And then Who's That Girl? And then, the last track is now quite an intense track. I feel like the album layout, it starts intense, then it cools down, then it's happy, and it feels settled. It feels like we've settled. But then I'll go back into a track called Curse Breaker, and the whole point is, don't forget that I am the curse breaker. I am not going to tolerate the things that have been tolerated in my bloodline. If you know anything about breaking generational curses, soul ties, word curses, things that have been spoken on you, those things need to be broken off of you in order for you to go into the next season. And so it's like, get to know me down the album as you listen, and then it's bang. Don't forget curse breaker, because often, like, you'll know if you're the sheep goat. You'll know if you're the black sheep. You'll just know, like, God will show you this. As the years go on, you will feel different. You will know you're different. It's crazy. I need to do more talks on this, and I will. But this is just touching base on that. So I'm here to break the curse over my life. This is not being passed on down my generation. And it specifically addresses narcissistic abuse. I didn't know what that was up until God called me to start looking into that and to start noticing the signs and seeing something ain't right. This ain't normal. And breaking that, saying, I don't want to be like that. I'm not what you say I am. I'm not who you think I am, and I'm not defined by who you think I am. I wake up every day and I tell myself who I am. And it's when you haven't seen any of the adults in your life do that, and you have to do that, and you don't have anyone to teach you that, It's like that's the power. That's why you are the curse breaker. Because nobody else wants to do the work, the inner healing. Nobody wants to break that. They just want to keep creating life. And that goes down the bloodline. And then we wonder why everyone's depressed. We wonder why everyone's poor. We wonder why everyone's in addiction. Now, I'm not saying this is my specific story. I'm talking about everybody in the world. We wonder why there is a pattern of cycles because nobody wants to actually break the curse. Now, if you know anything about how these things are broken, it's in the spiritual realm. It's not, you can't go do a physical battle to break this. And I feel like in my seasons of loneliness from the bad place where God was calling me out of, I was seeing supernatural things. My eyes were open to the supernatural realm. And if you have been through this and you know about this, you'll understand you are a seer. You have a gift of discernment. And so that's what God gave me, is a gift of discernment. And you break these things in the spiritual realm. So it's me. Like you could meet me and you could think, just like you could know me in the physical. But most of my life, the decisions I make, the things I do, the things I say is spiritual. And if you know me in person, like you would know that. But if you hear it now, you might be shocked. But I can't take that out of this album because my journey of how I got to the bad place to Who's That Girl is overcoming demonic strongholds, seeing demons in people. It's very real. And this is why I will be a controversial artist, because I have no problem talking about the demonic agenda in the music industry. You see demons in the artistry, demonic manifestations in artistry. And, you know, before you can deal with the art that you're creating or the art that I want to put out there, I have to understand myself as a person. I have to know, how do I handle the spiritual realm? How do you protect yourself from it? You can't just be an open book, you know? And so that's what I've been learning for the last 10 years. That's my story. You hear all the tracks: Bad Place, Rival, See, Glitter, Pause, Breathe, Young and Very Nice, To Meet Me, Dreams Fly, and Follow Me, Who's That Girl? But you don't really know that she's been seeing things in the spirit. You'd never know that. And I feel like Curse Breaker is my opportunity where I just take my listeners deeper, you know? That all of this adversary has always been spiritual. It's more than the physical. So there you go, guys. Don't throw your pearls to the pigs. And yeah, your pearls are the things that have been revealed to you in the quiet place. Your plans, your dreams. You can't lay them on a table to these people because they will trample on them. You need to keep your pearls close to your chest. And these people never look for inner healing. That's why they're pigs, because they keep rolling around in the same dirt. Now, I could do that too. The only difference is I chose to stop rolling around and I chose to undo what I was seeing. That's why I can tell you now, don't throw your pearls to these pigs. So that's it, guys. That's it. We have spoken about a lot. And listen, let me sort my mic out so I can join you guys next time. Yeah, and we can just, there's a lot to talk about. I feel like this leads perfectly on to my demonic encounter, supernatural experiences that I've had, and how this all leads up to the art I want to be making and bringing into the music industry, and subliminal messages. And there's a lot going on now anyway in the music industry. A lot of demonic messages are being put out there, especially on children. And I just think there's a lot of great artists, great in relation to you sound great, but I don't believe that they're carrying themselves in an honorable manner that would inspire me or anyone behind me, in a sense of, I don't believe what you're doing is really bringing about change. I think it's actually making people more vulnerable to the worst. And so, yeah, there is a lot to talk about on Point Blank with Genevieve. So bear with, guys. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.